picked up a cheap El Camino, and we thought we was gonna vacuum it, but I guess we ain't. So we picked this thing up out of a barn, and it's got a nest in the back of it, about the size of the Empire State Building. And we don't know what was in it, but it stopped all the vacuums up here at the car wash. So it's a GMC SPRINT 76 model. And we'll get back. So this is a re-rescue of the, I think this is 76 GMC El Cablo. So this thing was originally bought, well, it's a Sprint, that's what it is. Sprint El Cablo, Calabrelo, El Camino. This thing was originally purchased a couple months ago from down in Mississippi, same place I got that Trans Am from. It had been in a barn, I think he said for about 20 years, and the couple died and he rescued it, and we kind of just scooped it up and brought it here. So I'm going to get it loaded up and get it back to the house, see if I can get it to run on its own gas power. I think he said it was running, but they just sprayed something at it, didn't run long. So we got this old girl to the house, and I'm going to see if I can get her cranked and get her off the trailer on its own power. Now this has got a 400 in it. It's a 400, I think it's a 404 barrel. Well, it says 350 400, but they came with a 350 and a 400. But I'm believing this is a 400. I think we looked up the VIN number and it said it was a 400. But this thing done had a hard life. It's been sitting in a barn for a long time. You can see all the rust. And I think they had, I can't get the hood down now, but up on the hood, I don't know if you've seen that tape that's up there. Something was sitting on the hood and rusted it out. Well, you probably see it from here. I put tape up here to kind of keep the water out of there. But they left something up on this hood and it kind of rusted it. I don't know, maybe it was a blanket or, I mean, I've never seen a hood rust out like that. But something definitely was up there. But this is a 76. Like I say, it's the GMC SPRINT. This one was highly optioned. Now these wheels and tires didn't come on there. Those are just some we threw on there to move it. But it's got the sliding back glass. Tailgate works pretty good. It's got the trim package, power windows, power seats. Let's see here. 10 of 75, so yeah, that would make it a 76. Something had got in it and really went to town, so we had kind of stripped everything out. The original spare was back there where the original jack still is. Like I said, this thing was highly optioned. It's got tilt wheel, it's got power seats, it's got split bench bucket seat, which is cool. It's reading 54,000 miles. I don't know if that's the original miles. Like I said, this was a one owner truck. Still got the original AM FM radio in it. Somebody added on some of those aftermarket gauges. But it's also got AC, which is a plus. So it's an AC truck, car, whatever you want to call it. And all that's still intact. The air conditioning, compressor. We can use some belts. Like I say, it's an El Camino, but GMC made one, which is, I think it was a Calibrado, and then Chevy made the Calibrado, then it became the El Camino, I believe, and then GMC had the Sprint. But what we're gonna do, they said they had it running. They got a wire running straight from the distributor going to the battery, and then they got a wire running off of the starter going to the battery. I think that must be the power. I think he said he was using this to touch the battery cable. We'll see. I've kind of heard it run for like a split second. Didn't sound too bad. It's got dual exhaust up under it. It's got the old Rochester carburetor on it. Sorry about the sunlight today. It's a good day. It's like 50 something degrees today, 55. Usually it's like 40 down to the 30s, but today we got a good sunny day, so I decided to drag her on home and see can we get her to run. It's like it had something up there, leaves and stuff. Power brake car, cruise. So it was highly optioned. I doubt the cruise still works. So I got a battery, I got a clickety-clack fuel pump, and we'll get some gas. And I guess what I'm going to do, I'm going to unhook that fuel line from the fuel pump down there. I don't know if you can see that. It's coming up here to the carburetor. See, can we pump some gas in there? And I'm trying to find a fuel line that's cut already, so that way we won't have to cut the original fuel line. And see, can we get this thing to fire up and get off the trailer without having to push it off, because these are very, very heavy. These old cars here. It's really just a Malibu without the back seats and open. Chevy Malibu was the same at the front, I believe. Old bed just got a little rust in it on the side over here. I guess that's how you get to kind of access to the wiring or something, hide something in there. Looked like it used to have a bed liner on it. But like I said, it's got dual exhaust. I don't know what rear end it's got. It might have a 10 bolt. Look like a 10 bolt. I see a tag on it, so we'll look at that and see. But well, yeah, let me get stuff set up and we'll see can we get this thing cranked and get it off the trailer under its own power, because like I said, she's heavy. I don't know if the brakes work, and I don't want to run through the house or tear up something. So I would rather let it just kind of coast off on its own power. But if we can't get it going up here, we'll just unload it and then mess with it. So let me get everything set up and we'll go from there. Alright, so I did find a piece of fuel line I think we can put on that carburetor. I don't know what it is today. Everybody want to play music as they drive by. I hope I don't get copyrighted, because it's a nice day and everybody is out jamming music. On all these Chevrolets, this fuel filter always wants to turn with the fuel line. on these Rochesters. Like I said, I already know the gas in the tank is going to be toasty, so we don't want to even try to hook that up. So I guess we'll bypass that and we'll put some fuel line on here. That's why it's good to save stuff like that, because you never know, you might need it for a project. Unless you like me, you save too much and then you start throwing it away. I think I'm gonna run it. It ain't gonna run like that. We'll just put it up here. That way we can keep an eye on it. I could just downdraft it, let the gravity run off. But we'll try and hook up a electric fuel pump first. So there you got it. We got the fuel line hooked up. Now I just got to get some fuel hose and get it hooked to the fuel pump. So I went ahead and ripped all that old installation off because I know it was holding all those leaves and acorns, and it had a hole in the middle of it, so once I cranked it up, it was gonna just blow stuff everywhere. So I just went ahead and just ripped it off, get it out the way, and it won't get down in the carburetor. So I got a fuel line here. I'm gonna hook it up. There's a clamp on it. And I'm just gonna, oh, sorry about that. Screwdriver is right there. It's kind of hard to work under these things. We're just gonna hook that gas bottle, hang it up on the hood. So that way it's set up here. That way we won't have to worry about it getting near the motor. That way, so there's our fuel pump there. Let me get a hose clamp put on it. Kind of hate working on the trailer. Hopefully we can get this thing cranked before it gets dark. I think we will. There's our clickety-clack fuel pump. So now, just got the gas bottle to hook up. Which we can hang somewhere in there, I guess. Might reposition it here in a minute. these hose clamps. Screw is bigger than the other one. Maybe it stay like that. Then we can run our wire to the battery. So there's our fuel pump, our gas bottle. At least we got it on and off in case we need to cut it off. So now we just got to get a battery. I need to get a cable in and get some wire to run from the fuel pump over to the battery. So I might crawl under there and hook up my start button. That way we'll have a way to actually have a better starting procedure than this just wire touching on the battery. So let me get all that hooked up, get a cable in, and then we'll see what this thing gonna do. So I had to find a battery cable in. So we can put the battery in here. The battery is super heavy. What I want to do, I want to put in there, he's got some wires ran from the starter. Looked like he cut some wires and ran them up there. And he got one ran from the distributor. I just want to see what it turned over by touching these wires. Because he said the ignition switch was messed up. It's stuck and it won't turn, so maybe we can just see by tapping some wires what makes it turn over. I was going to hook the start button up, but I could barely fit under the trailer, and to get to anything. So let's just see what it does. I'm thinking, I don't know, let's just see. Alright, there we go. So that is the start button. Well, it's not start button. That is the starter wire. So we could just, oh man, this battery cable is just not long enough. I have to tilt the battery a little bit. Find something to put up under there because the battery cable is so short. So can I find something? Sun started going down. It's starting to get kind of cool out here. So maybe that'll tilt the battery just enough. We can get something to work. Like I said, I only heard this thing run for like a split second. He had already unhooked his gas setup. I don't know. I think he just kind of poured some in it. He didn't have nothing hooked up, but he just kind of sprayed it in there. And so let's see how good it turns over now. Man, that belt is coming off of there. So we still can hook up. We still can hook up our start button. Brand new start button I got. A start trigger or whatever you want to call it. There we go. Alright, so I guess now we really need to check the oil. And then we need to check fire. I'm pretty sure it's got oil in it. But I want to check it myself. Just to be sure. Where's the oil dish? Way back here. That one's going to have to be changed. Ooh. It's on the add line. So we need to put some oil in there. We don't want to run it like that. So where did you put the oil? Oh, it's way back there. So I'll grab a couple quarts of oil. Let's see if it's got any antifreeze. We're not gonna run it that long anyway. Oh, it's full of antifreeze. So let me get a couple quarts of oil and get my jacket because it got kind of cool out here. Good thing we didn't try and fire it up, I guess. He only ran it off of what he poured in the carburetor, so, and it didn't run long enough to do anything, so hopefully it didn't hurt the bearings. I don't think it did. We'll put some oil in it. Then we'll change the oil once we get it going. Once we get it where we can drive it. Like I said, I don't know if any of the brakes work. We actually got another one. It's an SS model, but the top of the motor has been taken off, and I guess we're just going to use it for parts. It's got a good hood on it. One day we'll go out there and look at it. It's at another location. I really need to cut that power steering belt off because it's going to be slapping. It is checked out. I think 2 quarts. 2 quarts should do it. I'm not going to be like some of you guys. Taste it. Ooh, taste the oil. Tastes like gas. Tastes like that. I ain't with all that. Alright, so that put it up at the full mark. So it was 2 quarts long of oil. You know it's got antifreeze. Transmission. Guess we can pull that and check it. What did I do with the gap? I need to do something about this. Well, power steering belt. Oh, the power steering pump is locked up, I think. I'll cut that belt. I know we can't really get a good reading unless it's running, but at least we'll be able to see. Transmission fluid kind of brown. It's full. So hopefully the transmission's good. I don't know why it was parked. But the older couple that had it, I think they passed away and left it in the barn. I think he said it wasn't firing, so he put a new distributor cap and control module. And then the ignition was stuck, so he just ran a wire straight from the positive 12 volt, straight from that main wire over to the battery. So we know it's got oil. I guess we can, let's just spray a little something at it, just see what it hit off. We gotta run some wire from the fuel pump to the battery. Let me just think I think these wires will reach. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get longer wires. So I gotta do that too. But let's just spray something at it and see what it. We'll just pour some gas in it, and 'cause I know how it's not good to spray starting fluid and carb cleaner and the engine's been sitting. So let's just dump a little bit in there. Okay, that's a little bit. We'll hook up our positive wire for our distributor. Oh, and I gotta cut that power steering belt. Do that too. I think the power steering pump is locked up. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, the power steering pump's locked. That might be a reason why they parked it too. All right. We got power. Oh, we got a hood light. Hopefully we ain't got smokage on the inside. I better go see. Nope. So let's see what she does. Fire in the hole. It's running. It's running. Running on what I poured in there. Blowing stuff out the tailpipes. Probably ain't gonna run long. I don't see no smoke as of now. So she's definitely a runner. You can hear the fuel pump. So we know the fuel pump runs. Man, when this thing gonna run out of gas? I ain't poured that much. Oh, she's just gonna run out now. Well, we know for a fact she runs. So now we can hook up our clickety-clack electric fuel pump, put some gas in there, and see what this thing move off the trailer. That's good. I didn't see any smoke. Of course, it ain't warmed up yet, but you know, you have to let it run for a while, get all those seals and get the rings back seated and everything, and then you'll see smoke. But she wasn't knocking, so that's good. So I'm going to get some gas, pour it down in the gas bottle, and hook up the fuel pump and unhook the straps. We'll let it sit here and run, and then we'll see what she pull off there. See, make sure she got brakes. Hopefully she got brakes. That'll be nice. But some people do tell the truth, I guess. All right, so I got the gas in our little gas bottle. We got the fuel pump hooked up. Let's see what she cranked. We'll pour a little bit more gas in here. Hopefully that carburetor's good. The linkage, it's not stuck, so that's good. I gotta hook the distributor back up. Unplug the wire back here. You don't even have the distributor. It's got a couple of screws on it. Oh, okay. Hook the battery up. Got fuel pumpage. Fuel pump's working. Clicking, clacking it real fast. Oh, it would if I turned the gas on it. Come on, baby. And now we can start. One of these wheels gonna fall off, hit me in the face. got a gas leak. Look like our electric fuel pump is leaking. I don't know if it's the fuel pump itself or it's definitely leaking. Let me try to tighten that hose up some. Sound pretty good. I'm seeing a little smoke, but I think it's coming from this. Hopefully that fuel pump ain't bad. I've used it for a bunch of stuff. It is, we can't use that. We can't have that. Probably have to hook up the original fuel pump, which it sounds like it's working. Yeah, she's dripping pretty steady. This fuel pump is trash. Let's see when it cranks back up. Fuel pump's leaking. Leaking from the body of it. Oh yes, it sounds good. It sounds real good. Look at that water coming out of that tailpipe. Sounds like it's hitting on all of them. Like I said, I can't let it run too long because we got a gas leak we got to address. A bad gas leak. Gas though, throttle. Oh yeah. So we'll see where they go in gear. I still got the straps on it, but I'm just gonna see where they go in gear. Yes, he's starting to smoke now. Yes, it's starting to smoke. It just needs a good oil change, probably. Pulled the battery cables and it was still running, so that means the alternator is working. I was like, what's going on? Won't shut off. I don't know what the deal is with the key switch. He said the key switch was stuck on or it wouldn't crank with the key. But I had it on and I pulled the battery cables off and it was still running, so that means the alternator's charging. So anyway, I'm gonna unhook the straps and we're gonna get this thing off the trailer because it's gonna get dark soon. And it's got some kind of leak over here. I think it might be power steering fluid, but there's nothing hooked up. It's splattered. It don't look like transmission line. I don't know what that is, but it did go in gear, so that's good. And the brake pedal was stuck, but then it freed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing unhooked and we'll get it off here. Goes nothing. No brakes at all. No brakes at all. Almost ran into the house. Luckily I dodged the bullet. But she has no brakes. Nana. It was either hit the bush or dodge the house. Or hit the house. And that was kind of scary because she has no brakes. But we did get it off safely. Fuel pump's still leaking. So now we just got to get it cranked up and get it back in the driveway. But yeah, that was not fun. I thought the brakes was going to work and the pedal went straight to the floor. So it's definitely going to need a master cylinder. But we did get it off the trailer safely. And so the next thing we're going to do is address the brakes, the fuel system, which the fuel pump, I can hear it working. Usually they're working when they're making that sound. So we're definitely gonna have to do something else, because this fuel pump, it's leaking from where it's pressed together. I guess the seal in there is bad. It's been sitting for a while. I think the last time I used it was on the boat, or might have, no, I didn't use it on the Honda. But yeah, she's off. Get another look at it off the trailer. Like I say, almost ran over everything, but it didn't want to move, so I had to really give it some gas to move. And once it got over the humps and on the trailer where the straps hook, she took off like a rocket. But so let me get everything cleaned up, and we'll get back to it. We will I guess check out the master cylinder, which is going to need one, probably the brake lines, and the power steering pump is, I got the belt off of it. Well, it's another belt, the air conditioning belt on it. Something's leaking over here because you can see where it's wet. It might be power steering fluid. It might be coming from the hose, because the power steering pump still turns. I thought it was locked up, but it's just because it's another, the AC belt is on there. But yeah, transmission pulled off. Does it shift? We won't know until we get brakes, because I'm not driving this big sucker with no brakes. So that's gonna be it for now. I hope y'all enjoyed the Will It Run video on the 76 rather, GMC Sprint. And we'll get back to it. We'll get some things rolling on it, and try and take it for the first drive. So y'all be good out there. Hit that like button. Share this video. And thanks for all subscribers for this week, this month, last year, this year. And y'all be safe. That's it. It's out of gas. Got more gas. All right, guys, that's gonna be it. We got a power steering leak and fuel leak, so no fires.